Hello folks, welcome to the part 2 video of our Black White's M20 Lifegain deck. If you want to see the draft and gameplay portion, just look back on the first video. Currently right now this is our deck configuration. Our plan is to basically win through flyers with the Angel Vitality and the Bloodthirst Airless, which we can easily grow in the early game with all these nice Lifegain cards. Then we can potentially drop an Epic here, drain them out with Soulmender, Through Time, or Sorcerer as a late game mana sink. Currently going 16 lands, and we currently don't have any problems in terms of removal. We have Bone Splinters, Moment Heroism as a combat trick that plays well in this deck. Blade Brand that can potentially be used offensively or defensively. Aerial Assault, which not the best removal, but sometimes just gets the job done. Murder is excellent. Agonizing Siphon with the life gain, and then Blood for Bones to potentially reanimate a Cutthroat or a Flyer in the late game. Currently, pretty nice record with this deck. Currently 5-0. Hopefully we can get there to 6-7. We'll see. And M20 should be over in a couple of hours, so just trying to squeeze the last matches in before it goes away. Alright, turn 1 Ebonite Legion, some removal spells. I think this is fine, but turn 1 Ebon Legion is pretty busted, unless the opponent has like a Shock or Disfigure, but sometimes you just gotta go for it. There's also you can also just play this out on turn 2 or turn 4 to have the pump up, but just kind of just getting this out early is good enough, just to help us curve out. And 4 is going to take a while. Opponent has black, so you could have this figure up. Don't think I would want to reveal the planes yet. Is it a reasonable attack? Yeah, I think it is. He could be black-white next turn, and I wouldn't want to attack if he ends up having the card that allows him to deal damage to tapped creatures. But now I have a potential way to pump the Knight of the Ebon Legion, so I think it's still fine attacking here. Probably not pumping, so I can develop the Audacious Thief to draw a million cards next turn. So I think this is good. So excellent curve, excellent start. Opponent is definitely behind. If you play something big, I can siphon this. I don't mind trading off the Vulture for the Audacious Thief. Don't think I need to siphon right away. Could just save this. I mean, the siphon would be nice, I suppose, because I can Blade Brand next turn if you play something big. So, and I can actually just draw a card off of this, and this is a fine target, so I think this is decent, and then we can get in for 4 and draw a card, which is going to outvalue the opponent. Even Moments can be fine to push past a 3 toughness blocker. Right, the Undead Servant trick plan might just go into fruition. Don't mind attacking here and trading off the Audacious Thief. And I could even just Moments on it to keep it around and draw more cards. So I think I like this. opponent ends up double blocking. I think Blade Brand would be pretty nice. I guess Blade Brand, only 2 tough power is going to go through. So I think Moment is worth doing here to just have a nice 1-for-1 at the end of the day. So yeah, I could just murder, in fact. I guess it still dies. Blade Brand still results in a single trade. So I think I like Moment here. I could potentially pump the Knight here too. Just get in. Yeah, don't mind. Next turn I can Blood Burglar and pump again. Alright, opponent's on the Undead Servant plan. Don't know how good it is. I can pump this twice now, so it should be out of range. So I think I'm going to go for it. If the opponent passes, I think I don't mind just pumping once and then playing a 2/2. Yeah, this seems good. Not a big fan of this whole Undead Servant thing. I think it's a little bit worse than the Fairy Miscreants and the Battalion Foot Soldier plan, since at least Battalion Foot Soldier thins your deck, and the Fairy Miscreants draws your cards. Undead Servants, you need to make sure that they're in the graveyard to be remotely decent. He's attacking here, which is strange. I guess it's pretty desperate. I don't mind trading here, I suppose. I could murder, but I think that might be a little bit too preemptive. An Audacious Thief, sure. I guess I can kill that with Aerial Assault next turn. I think the opponent's definitely forced to chump here. Otherwise, he's going to take 1,000,000 damage. Could murder the Audacious Thief, of course, but well, I guess the opponent is chumping, double blocking. I don't think that's a good block. I guess 1 pump should be enough to take out both. So I guess we do it here. He could have his own Blade Brand. In that case, I would want to murder. Right, murder. Sure. Now the question is, do I murder the Audacious Thief to prevent drawing cards? I think I do. I guess I can Aerial Assault next turn, since he's planning to attack, and I can save this for a bigger creature. Yeah, don't mind if he draws a single card. I can take 6, murder anything big and relevant that comes up, and scary. End of turn. Alright, the Blight Beetle, I don't care about that too much. Not playing any green creatures. Would love to Aerial Assault this Audacious Thief, of course. Blood for Bones, sacking for... Alright, let's see what he brings back. Another Undead Servant, I suppose, to get a bunch of 1,000,000 triggers. Yeah, I think he's going to do that. And then he might get the Air Elemental, which I want to murder. Okay, that's the target I want to murder, but for now I do need to deal with these 2/2s. Okay, Cutthroat can be a fine blocker, so I guess I'm going to Aerial Assault this Audacious Thief, play out this Cutthroat to block off the 2/2s for the time being. Say go. Definitely blocking a 2/2 here. I'll be taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, down to 9. The Air Elemental is going to get murdered. Definitely want to do it main phase, I suppose, so he doesn't have Counterspell up next turn. I guess he has 2 spells. A Cutthroat of his own, that would be pretty bad. Right, Cloud Conceer, so that can keep dealing 2 damage in the air. He can also just play out the Air Elemental now. Might have to cycle this Blade Brand next turn, we'll see. Could cycle it now. So, don't think it hurts, so we'll do that. And let's see, if I attack on this 3/3, what happens? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I should be dead. I'm dead either way if he goes out for an all-out attack. So I think we just say go. Well, I guess the Undead Servant thing did pay off for the opponent. Even when I block the biggest blocker, it's still 8 damage, so... Alright, well... Guess the Undead Servant thing does seem to pay off if you're able to draft it. So, I guess I've underestimated it a bit, but it's definitely a slow card if you don't have enough. But the opponent might have 5 of them or 6 of them in his deck. Only saw 3 of them, but they still kind of add up. But oh well, first loss, not a big deal. Don't think I played that match incorrectly in any means. I think I did it. I think I played the most optimal, especially with turn 1 Ebon Knight Legion. I have the Ebon Legion, and managed to still scare the opponent down to 7 health. Alright, Ewok Hunter again. Well, I guess we have turn 2 Blood Burglar now with a Murder and Bone Splinters and Angel on 3. We're on the draw, so playing against the same opponent, so... well, maybe he might teach me a lesson. This Undead Servant thing might just win the game for him, so I think I'm going to lead off with Swamp. He should know my 2 color combinations already. Opponent leads off with a Blight Beetle, which I don't care about. Ooh, I love this on turn 1, but Blood Burglar it is. Next turn we can gain 3 life if there's nothing blocking this in the way. I guess we can even trade this off, I wouldn't mind, just to get that 3 life going with the Angel. Doesn't play around Murder too well, I guess. Rotting Regisword, that's definitely a fine target I don't mind killing. Alright, I can't murder it. I can definitely Bone Splinters it. Can't gain any life here. I could... Huh. Would love another blacks to force him to discard, but I think I need to answer this threat. Might just, yeah, I don't mind Chaplain and then using Bone Splinters on his Rotting Register. I think I want the Soul Mender to just constantly keep gaining life. So I think I have the Bone Splinters now, otherwise I'm just going to take too much damage. I don't have any good blocks. This is just a little bit more mana efficient. It's a 2-for-1, but it's one I don't mind taking. And I can get in there for 2 lifelink. Alright, an Audacious Thief. Do I leave the 2-2 behind the block? I do want this Angel to keep growing, so I think I'm gonna play this out. Play out the Soul Mender. He would draw a card, which is pretty bad. So I guess I hang back, and I can just gain life with the Soul Mender over time. Because if I attack, this would be at 23, but then he's gonna attack back. I don't have any good blockers, and I don't want to really risk trade my Angel for the Audacious Thief. So I'm fine hanging back with the Blood Burglar, just gain life with the Soul Mender over time, get in there with the Angel. Because this is just gonna draw him a million cards. I guess he obviously doesn't mind a trade here. Yep, don't mind the blocks either. He could have like a pump trick or befuddle, that would be pretty bad. But I think I still have to go for this block. I could double block. I guess it's not unreasonable, but nothing in this set really gives him 1 toughness, I suppose. And if this is like a disfigure, this would be pretty bad either way. It's going to be a 2-for-1. So I think this has to happen. Alright. Now the Soul Mender can just start gaining life. End of turn, and my Angel might just get to 25. Opponent's just going to pass turn. He might have Murder up, I guess. Okay, an Air Elemental. That's definitely worth murdering. Don't mind pulling the trigger here. Get in there for 2, I suppose. If this Blight Beetle keeps attacking, I guess I'm gaining 1 per turn. Either way. Those are the only scary cards we saw from the opponents. I didn't see the Rotting Regisaur last game. I did see the Audacious Thief and the Air Elemental, but I think his win condition is obviously the Undead Servants. Okay, the Boneclad Necromancer, sure. Luckily, if I get my 5th land, I can drop the Epicure, and that's fine. Alright, 5th land is good, so now Epicure can be a solid blocker against a 3-3. I can also keep draining them the Soul Mender. And if he attacks with a 3-3, I might not block, just to kind of keep my Epicure online and drain them even faster. It doesn't give me a 4-4 flyer, though, if he keeps chipping in. But at least I'm still draining him, I guess, and I have a 2-power flyer in the air. Eventually, with a 6th land, I can use Sorcerer to also keep draining him. You could do a Bluff attack, or a Cutthroat to follow up with the Epicure. I guess I can tap this and then next turn tap again to have a 4-4 flyer. Opponent also has his own Murder as well. But I think I took out his scariest threats with my 2 premium removal spells. I guess he also has a Blood for Bones that he can use to get back the Air Elemental. Yeah. Alright. He was coming eventually. Obviously bringing back the Air Elemental. He could just bring back the Regisaur as well. He does need a blocker against a ground target. This rod, I guess we might just play the Life Drain Plant game. Now he has a Knight, which he can pump once, I suppose. So I might have to drain him out with the Lifegain plan while he's out racing me. Yeah, I might have to drain him with the Lifegain plan. I might even have to take damage, I suppose, next turn, which I don't mind, so I can kind of swing back at the opponents. You can pump the Knight twice, I guess. So it's not going to be a 4-4 anymore. I think I still take it. I could block with the Soul Mender and then pump the Soul and then use the Soul Mender, but I do need a way to drain the opponent out over time with the Epicure. So if I block the Knight, I can just drain, make this into a 4-4 attack, but then it's going to result in a trade. And I need the constant life gain to use the Epicure to kind of drain them out along with the Sorcerer, so I think I still take it. Yeah, no blocks. Opponent can pump once, play out a Regisaur, I suppose. That's fine. You could pump again. But I think he wants to play out the Regisaur, so I would need like more chump blockers now. The Regisaur at least that Gorging Vulture to gain life, I guess. Okay, no creatures. Okay, only one. So still kind of slows me down. A second Epic here. So I guess our win condition is double Epic here and just drain the opponent. Don't mind that. Guess we're just gonna say go. Guess I can start taking hits still. And even use this Angel to trade off for this Gorging Vulture or Chump. Because I don't think we're going to win with this Angel at this point. I think we need to kind of win by just draining the opponent with double Epic here. And ground blockers. We do have a Agonizing Siphon. That can maybe go upstairs. Don't think I want to trade double Epic here for the Knight of the Ebon Legion, so I might still be fine taking. But this Angel Vitality is quite disposable now. I can clock him 4 damage per turn. So the opponent definitely needs to outrace me here, in a sense. So my win conditions are these 4 cards here, I guess. So I think I have to take a hit from this Knight of the Ebon Legion and trade off for this Gorging Vulture. Well, I guess he's just... I'm fine with him just attacking the Arrow Mental. That's absolutely okay for me. No blocks. He should be attacking the Knight as well to kind of offer more damage, but over time I'm just going to drain him out, so I don't know what the opponent is thinking here. Okay, Pharaoh Abomination. Sure, I guess we'll just drain you for 2. Santarum Skeleton to Chump. I actually don't mind that. But I do want to get that extra 2 points of damage in. So if I activate the Soul Mentor and then the Sorcerer end of turn, what happens? Opponent is going to go down to 8, and then he's going to go down to 6. Next turn I can still Chump block. I should still be fine. Yeah, I think it's worth activating the Sorcerer end of turn here. I could even just Chump with the Angel at this point, to be honest. I could just block the 2-2 to the 5-5. But I think I should still be relatively safe. Only 5. I think the opponent should be a little bit more riskier. Only 9. 9 isn't that scary. Might have to save the Angel to Chump block the Regisaur if he decides to play it out. Okay, so the Knight should be attacking here. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on. So I think it's fine chumping with the Angel here just to preserve some life. This is essentially going to become 9 power, and I should be dead if I don't. If I take all this damage. Next turn I can chump and also just drain them out, I guess. So I would survive this attack. Which I'm fine with. So I'm definitely not dead here. So the chump block was good. So I guess we can drain them now. Next turn I can chump block for the Soul Mender, and then activate the Soul Mender, and then untap with Sorcerer end of turn, and then kill the opponent. And the land would also be pretty nice off the top. Ooh, a Vampire? I could just play it slow. So next turn, what happens? I can tap the Soul Mender, drain him down to 4, drain him down to 2, and still, like, put up some blocks, I suppose. Ooh, I guess the Vampire can drain him for 2 anyways. So I think, yeah, the Vampire will still drain him for 2. So I think it's still fine to play out all this. The Santarum Skeleton and Chump block. The Vampire can trade off for the Knight, and I can also tap the Soul Mender. So the opponent should be dead unless he can kill off the Sorcerer or the Soul Mender next turn. So he has 6 damage in the air, essentially. I can gain 2 life, drain him for 4 with the Vampire and the Soul Mender. Don't know what happened to the opponent's Undead Servants. He had a crap ton of them last game. This Rotting Regisaur definitely did scare me in the early game, so I had to Bone Splinters it right away. Happy that I top decked the Murder to deal with the Air Elemental. But the Knight, his deck is pretty busted either way. Think the opponent might go for an all-out attack. Okay, just attacking for 4 in the air, 5. Don't think I mind this. I think we let this resolve. Don't think there's any pump spells in blue-black that I need to be aware of. Opponent should be dead next turn, I guess. Unless he has a way to kill off my Sorcerer the Fang. Okay, the Rotting Regisaur, sure. I guess he could have a way to give my Vampire Dire Moon. Okay, I think he's dead. Alright, so the only way I can lose is if I forget to tap. So we'll just tap the Soul Mender. Drain the opponent for 2. And the opponent should be dead. And the single attack off the Vampire just kills the opponent. Good game. Alright, sweet, we got there. Even with all these crazy cards, I managed to kill my opponent. So do I wait a couple seconds before I do another search? Because I don't really want to play against that same opponent. Has a pretty scary deck. The Blight Beetle isn't that scary, but his Blood for Bones, the neither Ebon Legion, Rotting Regisaur, and Air Elemental are definitely scary cards. So currently 6-1. Let's take a snapshot of his deck, I guess, in the meantime. Move the interaction spells on this side. Take a nice snapshot, I guess.